Okay, we're going on that. Oh, wow. Let's go. Yeah, notifications. Where's my mind? Why they always do this? They always do this. Shalom, my brother Philip on the tube. Hey, y'all catch me on the tube. I'm live right now, both here on the book and the tube. Catch me on the tube on my YouTube page at Lighthouse. I'm live right now. Hey, we about to dance. I tried to tell everybody that season over with. Now it's just by force. It's by force now. I tried to tell y'all what was up. I tried to tell them. Nobody cares. Sad thing, man. That's so true. Nobody cares till it's too late. Sad but so true. Knowledge is being increased at an all-time high. So things getting crazy, man. I'm trying to get more of my people up in here real quick before we start this rendezvous. And I would love today to have all of the Hebrew Israelites. I would love today to have them in session. I want them in class today. I want them in class today. I want them to hear true doctrine, the truth, where the doctrine came from, the source on multiple levels. What up, Cuzzo in the crib? Got my cuz watching, my big cuz. TT, what's up? Shalom, shalom. Hey, it's a beautiful Sabbath. Last Christmas coming. Get ready for the long next few months. Yo, hey, listen. Listen. It's personal. All right. It's business, but it's personal as well. What has to transpire, what's about to transpire, everything that's about to go down. I'm not holding no more. We just flat out saying it. My job here, what I've been sent here to do, is to show. It's to show to the elect, right? The works of God Himself. Okay, nobody. That's the mystery. That's the mystery. Nobody knew. Nobody knew He came in the flesh. You know, everybody's how is Joseph this? How is he that? Read your scriptures and read the precepts. I can show you in the Bible. I can show you where in your Psalms it's talking about the great king and his wife. That don't match up with your Jesus. Okay? That don't match up. Or who you calling the Messiah and everything else, that don't match up. It don't match up at all. Not even close. So you can't finesse it to make it sound the way you want it to sound. No. You can't do that. Them games is over with. Y'all got to understand, this entire journey, you've been breaking out of the spell. This entire time, you have been breaking out of tradition, what we've been taught. We've been given, they gave us a golden plate, but was on top of the golden plate. What they put on top of the golden plate to serve us was straight shit. Okay? And I wouldn't even say cow manure. It was or horse manure. Worse than that, because that's just grass. No, we was eating human feces. That's what they served us with. Human feces. Okay? They served you up with your own shit, with your own dookie, man. That's what they gave us. And it's still turd. Yup, turds on turds on turds. Turds on turds on turds. That's all they gave you. Like, I keep saying this. When truth is spoken, Big Judah said something very true. He said, even the truth got infiltrated. Even this time, you know why? Because your adversary knew what time the true Redeemer that I'm speaking of is coming. He knew. Everything was already spoke about. It was already agreement, contracts, all of that. How they rushed up the time and sped up the time to where it is now, they made the contract non and void. Why? Because they broke all of the agreement, all the terms. They broke it all. They violated everything. So now, we sped up to now. We sped up to now. Okay? We're going to break it down first in the Bible. Like I said, when I let y'all know, this is the last one, by the way. I hold the last keys of Enoch, according to Amazon. According to Amazon. This is more credibility. I can't talk right now. All right. Then your Bible. Let any fool try to debate that. Let any fool try to debate that. You will be going against the words of the Most High himself. What did he tell? What is every Hebrew, Christian, whatever you want to classify yourself as? What does everybody know about Enoch? Do Enoch got any type of dirt on his name? What is said about Enoch that everybody know? You don't have to read up on Enoch, but everybody know this. Everybody, it's funny how everybody know that about Enoch. That he did what? That he walked with God. Right? So when he was walking with God, right? God had him doing what? Jotting everything down that he saw, right? So when we told y'all time and time again, right? In the third book of Enoch, how there's two messiahs, right? One that comes from, you guessed it, the house of God. And then there was one that came from his own self, came in his own name. Okay, he came in his own name. There's two Messiahs. The one that came in his own name, you guessed it, that's the son of David. You guessed it. Everybody knows the truth is in your spirit. It's in your spirit. The true Messiah is the one who came, guess what? You guessed it, first. And guess who he came from? That's right. He came from Joseph. Yeah. So what the New Testament did for confusion of doctrine, they told you about this Joseph, right? And Mary. See, even through their lies, they got to tell the truth. You see how Satan work now? Can you paint the picture on him yet? Enoch wrote down that he seen the Messiah of Joseph and all that he did for Israel. And I saw, quote, then he hops to what he seen with the Messiah of David and what he would do, right? All that he would do to the house of Israel. Whether, check this out, whether it was for good or bad. Whether it was for good or bad. What did you hear about the first Messiah? What's the two differences right there? See, now we're in a time where I'm asking the questions. We already did that. Everything y'all gotta ask, we already did that. Everything y'all, well, what does it say? If it ain't Judah, what does it say if it ain't Judah? If it ain't come out Yahushua Mashiach, what does it say if it ain't come out Ahia Yeshai? What does it say if it ain't coming out of Judah? We already learned these things, right? Everybody know these answers. You asking a question that you already know I know. And you know how you can tell is just by the way that they ask you. You can tell that they already know that you know the answer just by the way they ask you. Right? So my thing is this. Why are you wasting my time and yours asking about a question that you and I know we already got the answer to? Why waste time on that? Are you gaining knowledge? Are you gaining any knowledge by doing that? By going over the same thing? Is there a growth in that? The answer would be no. So let's not waste time anymore doing that anymore. Now it's time to answer these questions. Right? That's what we're going to start with. Because we know most of y'all don't know simple things. Simple things is what get overlooked on. And it's okay. All of us did it. I'm guilty. All of us. I can't be talking like this unless I've been put through it. Another thing that the people look over and say, the Most High would never come down in the flesh. Never. God would never come down in the flesh. Never. The greatest quote that the sealed portion has is, don't think the Father will have you do anything that he didn't go through himself. What was that saying to you right there? What did that indicate to you right there? You can put that down all the way down to the basis of the base. That's common sense. If you a father, if you know anything about having kids and you're a father, you're not going to make your kids go through anything that you yourself didn't go through. Is it that hard to understand? It's not that hard. But what do we like to do? We like to make it that hard. That's what we like to do. So let's get these things really understood. Let's get these things understood. For example, right? When you go to Numbers 13, verse 16, right? As it gives you the name of all the tribes and the sons and the leaders of the tribes. Okay. 16 says, these are the names of the man which Moshe sent to spy out of the land. And Moshe called Oshia, the son of Jehoshua, Yehoshua, Jehovah. I have come in my father's name, and ye receive me not. Another shall come in his own name. Another shall come in his own name. And that fool, that's the fool y'all gonna receive. I digress. Let's continue. Let's continue. We'll go to my point real quick. Right? When I said about most don't know that Joseph was called the child. Where is this located in your Bible, right? You know, where does it say that in the Bible? You know that's coming. You know that. You know that. So I think it's in 41. I think it's in 41. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let me see. I know I got it tagged in my other book. I think I tagged it. Ruben said it, y'all. And this is the dead giveaway on who Joseph is. Your forefathers knew. The forefathers knew. The forefathers knew. know I'm having a problem finding it right now. I think it was 41. It come to me. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I ain't gonna stress it. I ain't gonna stress it. It's gonna come to me. That's the other. Okay, Reuben turn. Da, 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 da. We're gonna start. You know what? I'm gonna just start right. I'm gonna just start with this right here, right? I'm gonna just start with this right here. 21. You got Genesis 37 and 21. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, "Let us not kill him." And Reuben said unto them, "Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness. That is in the wilderness. That is in the wilderness. And lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his son, to his father again." And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead, with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. Now let's focus on something real quick. Don't this precept, what precept come to mind, right? I'm gonna read it again, and then I'm gonna tell you the precept that just came to mind, just like that. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him, and they cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water. And they sat down to eat bread. Amos. Let's go to Amos. Let's go to Amos. We're going to go to Amos 6, right? Amos 6. Let's start at 3. Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory and stretch themselves upon their couches and eat the lambs out of the flock and the calves out of the midst of the stall. What's happening here spiritually, right? Words are coded. They ain't talking about actual lambs and calves, people. The house of God consists of lambs and calves and goats, kids, goats. That chant to the sound of the viol and invent to themselves instruments of music like David, that drink wine in bowls and anoint themselves with chief ointments, but they are not grieved. But they are not grieved. Did they sound grieved? For the affliction of Joseph. Did they sound grieved? What I just read to you? Were they grieved? Or were they eating bread, chilling, thinking on a come up, thinking about a lick, right? We just talking about our people and how we get down. Right? So what happens to the father happens to the sons. What happened in real time? Why they cover up real history? Who covered up real history? Why do they do so much propaganda? Why do they try so hard to make it white versus black? Why? Are these the answers or questions that come to mind? Because they should be. If you call yourself a king or a queen, if you like to search out the matter instead of just throwing scriptures out thinking that you know the meaning of those scriptures. Stop giving the heathens or the adversary that leeway to automatically classify y'all as a religious group, an occult group. They love that one. You open up this Bible and read it, they call you, oh, it's part of an occult. Because of how y'all still operate. Because of how most of us still operate in this truth. Look at real time. It's already clarified. If you can't see that and you claim to be in this Bible like that, you need to get out the Bible. That there's a house, there's a body of Joseph. Joseph is a whole household. He consists of the house of Israel. You got the house of Jacob, and then you have the house of Israel. That's Joseph. That's the blessing. That's how you know he consists of the house of Israel, because he is the one who have the birthright. Am I lying? You tell me, when did it change? Right? When did it change from this? We're going to go to it. This is what I want to know for the ones that'll be quick to say that, right? Hey, what does the birthright mean? That's why most don't talk about it, because they not expound upon it. First Chronicles 5, And we're going to start at 1 and 2, right? For the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, were given unto the sons of Joseph, his birthright. Of the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. It's not to be reckoned after the birthright. After who again? Joseph. I have become a father unto Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Now, you got that saying, and you look at the Bible and you say, wait a minute, that don't even make sense. How can Ephraim be the firstborn? This is where you got to tap into spiritual matter. It ain't that the Bible is causing confusion or the Most High doctrine is causing confusion. No. You're supposed to take it into spiritual intelligence. What are you saying? Don't just call him knowledge. That's what he is. Call God knowledge. You just call him knowledge. What are you saying, knowledge? What does this mean? You think he ain't about to tell you? Instead of all woofing, y'all, hey, Joseph ain't that, he ain't the Holy One. There it is. As soon as I said that, now all of a sudden the internet messed up. Soon as I said that, there go the internet messing up. I said, go ask Joseph yourself. Bam, the internet started messing up. Go ask the Holy One of Israel yourself. Go ask God yourself. And see if we lying. Don't come and start debating. Go see yourself. I'm going to continue on, of course, but I got 3 years of evidence and receipts that I've been putting out. That me and my family, the Five Stones, DZ, Scotty, Gadite, Big Unc, we've been putting this out. We've been telling the people. We've been on the streets, letting everybody know who the Holy One of Israel is with receipts. Verse 2. And they letting you know this time right now, this is still what it is. For Judah prevailed above his brethren, right? And of him came the chief ruler. And of him came the chief ruler. We gonna decipher that. We gonna already broke that down. But the birthright was Joseph's. Why do you think they still had to put that in there? But the birthright, like, don't get it misunderstood. But the birthright is Joseph's. Yeah, ain't nothing mad, but but the adversary and his followers are right. Hey, I'll let you know. I hit you up, Michi. I'll let you know, fam. Man, hella busy, bro. Hella busy. So let's carry on. Let's get this thing rocking, right? Let's get this thing rocking, right? So let's go to Genesis 47. Let's go to Genesis 47. Okay. Verse 1 and 2. Genesis 47, verse 1 and 2. And we're going to precept this thing all the way up. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan. And behold, they are in the land of Goshen. Verse 2. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and he took some of his brother, even 5 men. Those 5 men are not from the house of Pharaoh. Let's get that understood. Even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. You see? Why nobody ever asks, where did these 5 men come from? That's with Joseph already. How did he got his own 5 men that the brethren nor Pharaoh knew about? Let's read it again. And we're going to slow it all the way down for the ones in the back. This is how you read scriptures. You read and you attack. You investigate on what is being said. That's nothing to look over. He had 5 men that was opposite of the house of Jacob, which was his brethren, and the opposite of Pharaoh's house, which would be his servants. But Pharaoh didn't know them, obviously, or else he wouldn't be introducing them unto Pharaoh. Right? How did those 5 men get there? This is the book that'll tell you how those 5 men got there. This is the book that'll tell you how those 5 men got there. You see? This is the book. I don't care what man is saying, what your elders are saying, what your pastors are saying. Jacob already brought out, he already told and already showed that he knew who Joseph was. Why do you think he put the coat of many colors on him? Because he already knew who he was. What they call the devil, family, is us. They call Ephraim and Manasseh, Philip, they call Ephraim the devil. Because we was born, the Jews and the Christians are one of the same. That's why I do not say I'm a Jew. They're one of the same. Okay? Because y'all believe that is one way, right? When you think of a dragon, I'm gonna tell you, this is how you test if they still got that Christian up in them. When you tell them about dragons, or they hear about dragon, you say a dragon is an angel. Oh, there you go. They got that Christian in them. They got that Christian. Don't let them lie. Don't let them lie. They got that Christian in them. They got that Christian in them. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. Because they only think that the dragon pertains to Satan. That's the devil. The dragon is the devil. Don't you be talking about that dragon. You talking about no dragon. You talking about that red dragon, that old serpent. You talking about that dragon. Go back to Sunday service. Go back. Go back to Sunday service, dog. Go back. Go back. Just go back. It's not for you. It's not for you. The keys to Enoch is not for you. It's not for you. No, go back. Go back to Christianity. Because you're going to say everything. Why you think the Most High had to make that very clear in Isaiah? Woe to those who reward good with evil and evil with good. Who takes bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Why do you think he says that? Oh, that's no reason. That ain't what he talking about, though. That ain't what he talking about. What is he talking about there? No. No. You got good angels. You have bad angels. Did they say look different? Did Esau look different from Jacob? Other than that, what, he had more hair? They were twins. They were twins. Did he look different from Jacob, fool? Or did he look the same? Just hairy. So it's the same concept on earth as it is in heaven. It's the same concept. Satan was one of many dragons. One of many dragons. You trying to say all the dragons was evil? This is how you test them, Philip. See if they still need to be there Sunday service, no later than 9 o'clock in the morning. We know how it go. Satan was one of many dragons in reality. Not all followed the same path. Y'all gonna learn. Satan don't impose nothing. He don't go against, he can't go against God. He can't. Ain't no going against God. He only can do what he's permitted to do. What he's allowed. He can't go beyond his restrictions. Y'all be giving Satan too much hype. Y'all give him too much juice. Y'all fear him more than y'all fear the maker. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. Because y'all do. Most of y'all do. Now, the precept is Acts 7 and 13, right? I got Acts 7 and 13. We're going to get to that legend of the Jews, boy, from Joseph to Exodus. That's really going to just stop. I did it before for years now, but see, it got to be done again, thoroughly again, and just show you all throughout the Bible. You know, it is what it is, man. So Acts 7 and 13, right? Acts 7 and 13. Listen, so when you hear fathers in the Bible, it's not always talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That changed after Joseph has set the stage. That change after Joseph set the stage with his bones. There was corn in Egypt. He sent out our fathers first. He sent out our fathers first. Oh, you talking about Israel, right? Jacob sending out Levi, Judah, Simeon, Gad, Issachar, Zebulun, Naphtali, Dan, Asher. Reuben. He sent them out. He sent our fathers out first, right? And at the second time, Joseph was made known to his brethren. Let's think. Now we higher level, right? We're more aware. Reading what's really going on beyond the words. This is called picture graphic. What the keys of Enoch elaborate on. Reading, you're basically reading hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. I think I'm saying it right. You're basically reading like that. At the second time, Joseph was made known to his brethren, and Joseph's kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. You know, when you hear the precept, and they shall know hieroglyphics. Thank you. And in that day, they shall know who my chosen are. What age are we in? This is the last Exodus, right? This is the last Exodus, right? Y'all gonna see there's no other story in the Bible that fits the time right now, right? That's why he's known as the latter. Joseph is known as the former and the latter, right? He's known of that. He's known to have that name because the whole Egypt scene, the whole Exodus scene starts and finished with him. There would have been no getting out of Exodus without his bones. There would have been getting out of no Egypt. There was no salvation without his bones being found. If that was the case, Moshe would have said, man, I can't find this nigga shit, man. I'm done, bro. I ain't looking for this. I've been looking for 50 years now. I can't find this man bone nowhere. All these dead bodies, all these tombs. I'm looking for this one in particular individual. How many? Come on, man. Let's not cap. Let's not cap. How many Negroes do you know would have been gave up? How many brothers you know? How many sisters you know? They would have been gave up? But Moshe was dedicated to finding the bones of Joseph. Why? Because Joseph was the only one who fulfilled the commandments of the Father. He was the only one. That's why it says to you in Sirach, right? In your Apocrypha, chapter 49, that there is no one, no man, there was no man who was born like unto Joseph. There was no man born. Like, see, when we tell certain brothers this, certain people, they like, dude, well, oh, you can say that about Enoch. You can say that about. He fulfilled the commandments in the flesh. He showed the works of God in the flesh. Meaning, he showed life. You look up the name that Pharaoh gave him, it means life. That's what he embodied. If that's not the Holy One, you point to me any person in the Bible, any character that came close to having a title given to him by his enemy, by his master, his supposedly master, right? You tell me, where is it said about anybody else, about your King David, King Solomon? You tell me, where did they adversaries give them a name that embodied the word life? You tell me. The God who lives and who speaks is what Pharaoh told Joseph. You have this name because you are the God who lives and who speaks. Oh no, that's some other doctor. You know, the best one is he increases. So, bam, like they just told you, right? And they tell you time and time again in the Bible, right? Through him came the addition of two. We gonna get down to this too. We gonna get down to this too. Oh, it's so, the Most High is so good. He's so good. He's so good, man. We gonna get down to this too. Oh yeah. When I think about it and what he sacrificed for his people, that's something y'all better be geared up for that. He had two sons, which consisted of another house. And this other house is the house of Israel, which is known as the house of God throughout the book of Judges. Okay, let me see. Second Chronicles, First Chronicles, throughout mainly the Old Testament, before you get to Job and Ezra and Nehemiah and all that stuff. Before all of that, in your First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, you will find a lot of house of God. House of God. Who would be the house of God? Oh, we just got come. Man, we know what that is. We know that's Judah and them. That gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty and see if that just lazy answer. We're gonna see if that stands up in court. Oh man, you know what the house of God is, man. That's the tribes, man. Go to Isaiah, the precept Isaiah. Isaiah 11:11. Isaiah 11:11. And this is what this reads. Right? And let's go up. Right? Let's go up. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the ass, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge, 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 of the knowledge. And the earth shall be full of the knowledge, the book of knowledge, the book of knowledge. And the earth shall be full of the book of knowledge of the Most High, as the water covered the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day. Let's deal with this right here. Right? Yeah, the stem of Jesse, dude, I told you it's David. The stem of Jesse is David. It's Judah. Got something for that. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Maker shall set his hand again. See, this is what they don't, this is where we stop them. They don't get adder, they don't cockatrice, adder, type of serpent. There you go. Man, Philip, where you been, dog? Where you been, dog? Adder. Do you see how he leaves certain hints for you to find out who he truly is? All right. Philip get it. He get it. 11. There's no coincidence that the 11 is representing the 11th child. The 11th chapter and the 11th verse is talking none other than the king himself, the Holy One, Joseph, who I just precept with Genesis 47, 1 and 2, and Acts 7 and 13. Now is giving you Isaiah 11 and 11. And in that day, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Maker shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, like he did when he was in the flesh, and he brung Jacob. He brung his brethren. He stretched out his hand. How you think they got the invite? This is how they try to hide. He already knew they was coming. That's what they try to hide. He already knew they was coming. They really tried to make him sound like he wasn't that, but he was already on the next level before he called him. Set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinear and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. From the islands of the sea. From the islands of the sea. That's why this book, I'm going to just show y'all. That makes sense, right? Makes sense. Yes, it does. Look where the dove is at, guys. From the islands of the sea. Guess where that's at? You guessed it. This is the key, the book of knowledge. America! North and South America. See the dove? It ain't on no other continent. Not on your Africa. None of that. None of that. None of that. None of that. Right here. That's the Shekinah. That's the glory. Why is it here? For the same reason why the whole world finding out that this is Egypt. So when he says, I will bring you again, but this time by the way of ships. It wasn't how, that's why they had to cook up the whole story, the whole, we came over here in ships. You seeing who the enemy of the Most High is yet? The house of Jacob was already coming over here freely and willingly from the coast of Africa and Europe. They were already coming over here, the house of Jacob, the brethren. Do y'all recall and remember what the Messiah told them not to do? We get it. No problemo. You get it. I'm pretty sure it's in Matthew. So I gotta find this Matthew. But I'm pretty sure it's in Matthew. 10? Yep. Here it is. 10 and 5. Matthew 10 and 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. You know, the Samaritans is Ephraim, Israel. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And ask ye, go preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So what did he tell them again? Not to go over into the cities of the Samaritans. When you look back in Isaiah and Jeremiah, you see that Ephraim name got changed to what? It's in your Bible. It's like the Bible thumpers, they catch everything but what they need to catch. I don't know if it's on purpose sometimes. I don't know if it's just by laziness sometimes. They want other people to do their research for them. I don't know which one it is anymore. But soon it's going to be no more of this. Y'all ain't going to be able to bump y'all gums no more unless you're answering these questions. You got to answer these questions. Another one, right? You got to answer. Another one you got to answer. And this is what got the house of Judah in trouble. When you go to Matthew 12 and 24. And look what they said, right? 23, verse 23, chapter 12, verse 23. And all the people were amazed and said, is not this the son of David? But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, this fellow doeth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devils. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, this how Cody was with it, right? That's how Cody was with it. This is the true Messiah speaking. They just put it in the New Testament and they gave you a different deity to cover it up. And the world know him as Jesus Christ. He was never that. And he says this. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And if I, by Beelzebub, cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? By whom do your children cast them out? Who is this them that he's talking about? Us. It's talking about Ephraim and Manasseh. Your children cast them out. He already was prophesying to them, letting them know what they were going to do, just like his father did. Just like Daddy did, the son did the same thing. Therefore, they shall be your judges. See how that works? Therefore, they shall be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God is come unto you. You see that? This one says, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house? find it and do. Dang, trying to find where that precept at. Thought it was 33. Where is? Yep. Here it is. Here it is. Man, I might as well start at 13. I might as well start at 13 because this goes back around to it. And Joseph, this is Deuteronomy 33 and 13. And Joseph, he said, blessed of the maker be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew and for the deep that coucheth beneath, and for the precious fruits, right, brought forth by the sun. This is all, once again, under Joseph, just like it was in Genesis 49, verse 22 through 26. Same thing. Same thing. And for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun, and for the precious things put forth by the moon, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains. This is speaking of Joseph, y'all. And for the precious things of the lasting hills, and for the precious things of the earth in the fullness thereof, and for the goodwill of him that dwell in the bush. Let the blessings come upon the head of Joseph. And upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. Let's get this precept right here real quick. This is a point beyond a point, right? That's how we cooking up in here. This is a point beyond a point right here. We're going to go. Boy, this time one right there. 60, Psalm 60. Come on, man. Psalm 60, verse 7. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of my head. Ephraim also is the strength of my head. The ox. Look at your alphabet, your Hebrew alphabet. The ox. The ox. The strength. The ox means the strength of my head. Judah is my lawgiver. The law must first form in the head before it's given. Psalms 89. Psalms 89, verse 24. But my faithfulness, my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him. And in my name, I have come in my Father's name. And in my name shall his horn be exalted. And in my name shall his horn be exalted. And in my name shall his horn be exalted. The ox, the horn, the horn, the horns, however you want to dice it up. The unicorn. God came with the strength of a unicorn. You look at one of the old pictures of the flags representing the tribes. Manasseh is a unicorn. Or Joseph, they'd switch it back to where Joseph would be the unicorn. So what is it telling you right there? It tells you right there. It's right there. No, daddy, no, you can't be God, no. They're showing you. You just screaming and debating yourself against yourself, looking stupid as hell. They showing you who God is. Meaning they're telling you that they lied on what they gave you. No, still, No, it's not. As the ladder continues to creep up, more knowledge and truth is being revealed. If we was living in a world full of lies and manipulation, guess what's going to happen when truthhood pulls up? Guess what's going to happen? You guessed it. That's why I said it's no more talking. We have answered y'all questions. Now it's time for y'all to answer these questions. Through my name. See, it's getting more personal now. Now it's being really shown who the children of God is. That's why it's called the children of God, because God got his people and he has his children. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. He has his children and then he has his people. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. So let's go. Back 17. The precept, right? Let's go to 16 again. Then we're going to precept what I just read. Right here. And for this precious things of the earth and the fullness thereof, and for the good will of him that dwelled in the bush, let the blessings come upon the head of Joseph and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. His glory is like the firstling of his bullocks, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. Answer these questions. If we're off and we're blaspheming by saying Joseph is the Holy One, that he's the maker, okay, that he's the Elohim, he's God, all right? God, yes, God himself came in the flesh and showed you the commandments in the flesh. How? Matter of fact, it's so crazy, right? Because he even do unto his brothers what the law said, the commandments, right? Do unto him whatever they do unto you, you do it unto them. That's law, right? But he didn't do that to his brothers. What did he do? Mercy. Unfathomable mercy. You can't even fathom it. You can't even fathom it. You can't even begin. Because that was top of the line, top of the notch betrayal that his brothers showed him, right? But who was the first one that made the shh, no snitch? We don't snitch over here. We don't snitch over here. And his wouldn't even be considered snitching if he would have told. He was done unjustly, but he still made up the law, made up the rule. Shh, no snitching. Then, but brothers want to know where they get their culture from. Get it from God himself. We just perverted it. You know, that's what the flesh does. It's pervert things. That's all. He could have overthrew Potiphar. Easy. If he was gonna go, if he was on that type of time, which most of our people glorify, sleeping with other men's wives. If he was on that type of time, he would have been overthrew Potiphar the wrong way, but it still would have been done. Potiphar's wife was willing to kill him, was willing to kill her husband just to sleep with Joseph. Oh, yeah, I know that, huh? Once again, phew, that was a pass. I'll pass on that. I'm good. Once again, like I said, what most niggas glorify. He passed on it. I'm good. He was the first one to observe the Sabbath. Two major things. That most don't know. He didn't do nothing miraculous. He didn't do nothing like Jeeble. He didn't come alive, he didn't resurrect, he didn't do none of that like Jeeble. He was just washing Pharaoh's toes. That's all he was doing. Don't tell me nothing about no Joseph being God. Right? But it's stated in the book of Jubilees that he carries the 8th day. It's stated in the story of Joseph and Asenath. That's your Bible. They just took it out and reclassified it. Nums. That's why it was already said that 90% of the Old Testament has been taken out. Where do you think it's at, geniuses? Where do you think it's at? 90% of it been taken out. Where do you think it's at? Where do you think it went to? Oh, could it be these right here? You know, what they call pseudepigrapha? Huh? The Old Testament, volume 1 and volume 2, but they called it pseudepigrapha. So ignorant brothers and sisters like yourselves it's not valid. It's not valid. That ain't in the Bible. That ain't valid. That's pseudo. That ain't real. That stuff the Greeks then made up. Fool, your brethren were the Greeks. The first Greeks looked like you and me, genius. They didn't get it from no other source, from no outside source. No, it was already written, fool. Understand that. The Greeks, the ancient Greeks, like me and you, same complexion. Right? Dark, black as hell. Nah, y'all always think. Y'all always run to say, I still got that white supremacy in your head. Still got you fooled. They still got you fooled. They still got you fooled. No. He carried the 8th day. He carries the 8th day. Stated in Joseph and Athena. Okay. He carries the 8th day. And in the book of Jubilees, when he was reigning in Egypt, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I put it on the book time and time again. There was no Satan or any evil spirit. When he was reigning in Egypt, there was no Satan or evil spirit. These we need answers to these questions. Why would it state this? What would that mean? What would that mean? Who would he be? Who would he be? Is it really that difficult to put 2 and 2 together, y'all? They always told me I was slow. I was special ed. I thought I was for those. Then I see cats that just can't do it. They just can't put 2 and 2 together in the simplest form. If he was reigning and there was no Satan to be found, or evil spirit for that matter, what does that indicate, y'all? Why do you think you don't find Jubilees in your Bible? For the ones, say it with me. Y'all already know how this go. For the ones that love to say, where does it say that in the Bible? After they just told you that they took out the Bible, 90% of the Old Testament. Where does it say that? This is why they took out Jubilees. Because they knew they was going to have you lug nuts saying this. Still, even though they told you, they knew that they were still going to have y'all say that. You see what we're dealing with? Yeah. I'm starting to think, Philip, it was something about us special ed students. I'm starting to ponder. All right. Back to 17. This is the whole agenda when Christianity came into form. What was their agenda? You don't gotta do with the Old Testament is done away with. That done. That is Jeba. Jeba came and say today. Jeba then came and and he say today from that evil old devil. That old devil in the Old Testament. He got done away with him. He done with that old devil, that old mean old God in the Old Testament. Yeah, done away with now. This is why. Tell me I'm. You can't tell me I'm lying because I experienced what I'm speaking. And I experienced in other so-called black people's lives. I experienced it all. as far as the church go. Y'all know the pastor never dabbled into the Old Testament in church, Sunday service. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. It wouldn't have matched up with his teachings. It wouldn't have matched up with his hustles. Not his teaching, his hustle. It wouldn't have matched. It speaks against the pastor's hustle in the Old Testament. Did you know that? So don't cap. Don't be Sir Cap-a-Lot. Okay? And come on here and say, it is. Sometimes I remember my pastor used to read from the Old Testament. He read from Exodus a lot. We ain't gonna do Sir Cap-a-Lot here. We're not gonna do that. Okay? Even your camps. How often do the camps read through the book of Genesis? How often do they read the story of Joseph? Did they ever? How you not gonna read on the foundation of the 12? Right? Like somehow David is bigger than any other brethrens. Right? Somehow Solomon or any other prophets is bigger than the foundation. Ask yourself that question. See, this is why now I'm the captain now. This is my ship. Meaning y'all sit down. You ain't act. No. I need answers to these questions. Sit down and I want you to find answer to these questions. Okay? With them, he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh, which consist of the house of Israel. The brothers that the Messiah is talking to in your so-called New Testament that's the house of Jacob, the house of Judah. Why you think he was telling them, don't come this way? Don't you go over there to the Samaria? Don't go over there to them lands, to the Americas. Don't go over there to the Americas and start y'all folly and mischief. They already got problems of their own they got to deal with over there. Don't go over there. Captain, right? My captain. Whom they have scattered among the nations, and they portrayed and imparted my land. Imparted my land. Let's go. Joel, chapter 2, verse 32. Let's go there. Let's go to Joel. Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, verse 32. I want Jeremiah out of this one. Jeremiah 31. Got the precept set up. Okay. Joel 2:32. Y'all bear with me, Salaki. Trying to find. There we go. There we go. 2:32. And it says this. And it shall come to pass that whosoever. Yep. And it shall come to pass. Joel chapter 2, verse 32. That whosoever shall call on the name of the Most High shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Most High has said, and in the remnant whom the Most High shall call. Once again, Isaiah 11:11. We're going to go to Jeremiah 31:6. Remember what I said about Samaria, right? How you knew what the Most High was talking about? All right. Verse 5, watch this. Thou shalt yet plant vines upon the mountains of Samaria. Why did you plant mountains there? Samaria is who the religious people then told you who Samaria was. Y'all know what the Christians and Jews told you Samaria was. Right? They tried to, they covered up the name of Ephraim. The planters shall plant and shall eat them as common things. For there shall be a day that the watchmen upon Mount Ephraim just told you. Mount Samaria, Mount Ephraim. Mountains of Samaria, Mount Ephraim. It's telling you this. It's the same thing. It's a riddle. Catch on to the riddle. For there shall be a day that the watchmen upon the Mount Ephraim shall cry, arise ye, and let us go up to Zion unto the Most High our power. For thus says the Most High, sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Most High, true and living power, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Oh, I got it. Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth. Precept, what? What did I just read? Now you see who's talking. This is under Joseph. Got the Deuteronomy 33, verse 17. Now you seeing it. You precepting this yet? You see it? Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather. Remember Deuteronomy 33, what he says? He who pushes with his horns. They pushing the people this way, that way, this way, that way. Who's pushing them? Who's pushing the people? And gather them from the coasts of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, and the woman with child, and her Salakia, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return there, a great company shall return there. Where we at right now? What I just showed you on the keys of Enoch, the book of knowledge, the book of knowledge. It's no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. It's evident through thy precepts, most high, through thy precepts, I get understanding. No, what they love to do is they would love to debate the matter instead of getting understanding of the matter. They would rather debate it. Like this is something to be played around with. All right, family. So, bam. Joel 32, 2 and 32. Jeremiah 31, 6 on down. See, as I was precepting, Isaiah 12 and 5. Let's see what that say. Isaiah 12 and 5. Sing unto the Most High, for he hath done excellent things. This is known in all the earth. This is known in all the earth. Cry out. Cry out. And shout, thou inhabitant of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee. In the midst of thee. Great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee. Told you, Joseph is body. He consists of two nations, two houses, Ephraim and Manasseh. And we are in the midst of what? Verse 6 in Jeremiah 31. Let's read it again. For there shall be a day that the watchman upon the Mount Ephraim shall cry, arise ye, and let us go up to Zion unto the Most High our power. Verse 6, chapter 12, Isaiah. Cry out and shout. Oh, who's he talking to? There shall be a day that Ephraim shall cry and yell out, arise ye. Cry out and shout, thou inhabitant of Zion, Asenath, place of refuge, the wife of God. Read the story. Don't debate. Don't say none of that goofy mess. I'm gonna give you to read the story of Joseph and Asenath. Then you will know. Then you can understand. For great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee. Okay, that ain't enough. This is one that me and my brother love to go to, and most can never combat it. Right? You know, they'll try to. They'll try their damnedest. But no one has successfully rerouted the answer to what we know, what the truth is. No one has, they have failed to do so. So when you go to Isaiah 10 and 17, this is how you precept. 10 and 17 reads, "In the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame, and his Holy One for a flame." Right? "And it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day." So tell brothers to go to Obadiah, right? Just go to Obadiah. Don't just go to Obadiah. Verse 18. Don't do all that woo 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 woo. "But upon Mount Zion is Mount Ephraim." That's all it is. "But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire." Jacob is Israel, right? So what did Isaiah 10 and 17 tell you? That what? This is what it says. "And the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and the light of Jacob shall be for a fire, and the light of Jacob shall be for a fire, and the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame, and the house of Joseph a flame, and a house of Joseph." See? So who is Jacob's Holy One? See how that goes? "And the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Most High has spoken it." Where is this precepted up? Where is this precepted at? Once again, you're going to find in your Bible. That's close you're going to get right there. But that's all you need to know. But the reason why the whole house of Esau will be for a stubble, because this is what Jacob said from the creation to Jacob. Jacob said, he stated, "I was waiting on the arrival of Joseph. Now I can go home. Now I need to fear Esau and his legions anymore, because I know it's going to be the house of Joseph that's going to annihilate them." That's why it says, "But upon Mount Zion, Mount Ephraim, shall be deliverance." That makes sense. This is what they don't want you to know, because they know in the Americas, this is where majority of Ephraim Manasseh reside. And they have reclassified us, relisted us, renamed us, recycle in a perverted and unrighteous way. Is how they chose to mock God, by preserving. This is their way and form and fashion of preserving us. See what I'm saying? Rolling. We keep rolling. Right? But that should, you would think that'd be enough. Like that's case closed, right? That's case closed. Jacob's holy one and his holy one for a flame, in the house of Joseph for a flame, and his holy one for a flame, in the house of Joseph for a flame. Why is that so hard to get to just take? Why is it? Why you know? Why do that rebuttaling spirit come up and just possess y'all bodies and go against that? Why? We will soon find out. We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out. What I want to get out of here, just to show y'all a little sample of what's coming. That's how I do this to y'all. Yeah. All right. This is under the second journey to Egypt. This is under the second journey to Egypt. Once again, that's what you got. Once again. And I'm going to start right here. Right where I got highlighted. This is where I'm going to start at. See that? I'll see how to highlight it. That's where I'm going to start. Furthermore, Jacob put double money in their hand to provide against a rise in prices in the meantime. And after all these matters were attended to, he spake to his son, saying, here is money, and here is a present, and also your brother. Is there aught else that you need? Is there anything else that you need? And they replied, yes, we need this, besides that thou shouldest intercede for us with God. Then the father prayed, O Most High, thou who art at the time of creation didst call enough to heaven and earth when they stretched themselves out further and further toward infinity, set a limit to my sufferings. 2, say unto them, enough. God Almighty give you mercy before the ruler of Egypt, that he may release unto you Joseph, Simeon, and Benjamin. He didn't make himself known yet, y'all. But you see where Jacob's faith is at. He knew that his son was alive this whole time. He knew. Catch what he said. That he may release unto you Joseph, Simeon, and Benjamin. Mind you, this chapter is called the second time. The second time. Okay? They got told to come back to Egypt. So, the first time, Simeon got locked up and held, but he was getting treated better than he ever did in his entire life. The whole time Joseph was holding him in the cell, where he really wasn't holding him in the cell at all. He had his servants feeding him grapes and everything else. He was getting fat. Okay. Benjamin, that's a whole chapter in here explaining how he held Benjamin and what he revealed unto Benjamin. So that's why he says, let me show y'all this real quick, back in the Bible, because what's being demonstrated here is what they took out and what they left out on purpose in the Bible. And they gave us what they gave us on purpose. On purpose. But our people have yet to find this and figure this out yet. Right. And of course, I found it now. It was in 42. Of course, right here, 42, Genesis 42 and 22. And Reuben answered them, saying, Speak I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child? And Reuben said to the brethren, when he told them, Don't kill him, don't shed none of his blood, didn't I tell y'all not to sin against the child? And ye would not hear. So somewhere in the story, there's a lie. Because what did Reuben say not to do? He said, don't do bloodshed. But right here, he said, y'all didn't even hear me say that. So what really happened? I got that coming as well. Now we're going, all troops. Truthhood will reign supreme, superior to falsehood. We are in the age of truthhood. And Reuben answered them, saying, Speak I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child, and ye would not hear? Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. Now I find it. When I was trying to look for to kick things off, to let y'all know who the child is. He was the child. He was referred to as the child by Reuben. Oh, you just said that because that's how they talk. It was a little brother. So that's why he called him a child. Really? Really? He couldn't just call him Joseph? No, he said child because that was a little brother. Okay. You hold that. Y'all hold that. Y'all hold that. I'm not going to hold that. I'm not going to hold that. $45. That's what I was looking for. We talked about what Benjamin seen, right? What did Benjamin see? This is why he says in 45, verse 22. He said, To them, To all of them he gave each man change of raiment, but to Benjamin gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. That's that. That ain't what I'm looking for. Yep. Okay. 11. He said, and there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou in thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. And behold, your eyes see in the eyes of my brother Benjamin that it is my mouth that speaketh unto you. At this point of the story, they're realizing now that he's not just little brother. He's who the dream said he is. The dream that he told us about, now we witnessed it with our own eyes. Now we witnessed it. Yeah, y'all, this for my phone down. This prayer was an intercession not only for the sons of Jacob, but also for their descendants, that God would deliver the 10 tribes in time to come. As he delivered the 2, Judah and Benjamin, and after he permitted the destruction of 2 temples, after he permitted the destruction of 2 temples, what did he say? The Messiah? He what? For the strong man, what did he do to him? Because he permitted it. How else can one come into a strong man's house unless the strong man is binded up? How else? He permitted the destruction of 2 temples. He would grant endless continuance to the 3rd. He would grant endless continuance to the 3rd. Where we at right now? This is the 3rd temple being rebuilt. Jacob also put a letter addressed to the viceroy of Egypt. The viceroy is Joseph. Into the hands of his son. The letter ran thus: from your servant Jacob, the son of Isaac, the grandson of Abraham. Pay attention to this. The Prince of God. The Prince of God. Now he's talking. Now this is what it means when you know yourself. He graduated into knowing his higher self. His higher self is Michael, the Prince of God. Michael, who is like unto God. His higher self is Michael. To the mighty and wise king Zenapaneath. I told you, he knew Joseph was alive. He knew his son was still alive. Hear what he calls him. To the mighty one of Jacob, and wise king Zenapaneath, which means life, the ruler of Egypt, peace. I make known unto my lord the king that the famine is sore with us in the land of Canaan. And I have therefore sent my sons unto thee to buy us a little food, that we may live and not die. My children surrounded me and begged for something to eat. But alas, I am very old, and I cannot see with my eyes, for they are heavy with the weight of years, and also on the account of my never ceasing tears for my son Joseph, who had been taken from me. I charged my sons not to pass through the gate altogether at the same time. When they arrive in the city of Egypt, in consideration of the inhabitants of the land. Now you see who the Messiah is too, of the New Testament. He's telling them how to come. Don't come raiding the Holy Land. Don't come raiding his shit. Don't come raiding it, polluting it, devouring it. Have some respect. None of you Negroes got respect for Joseph. Y'all blaspheme against him. Of the inhabitants of the land, that they might not take undue notice of them. That they might not take undue notice of them. Also, I bade them go up and down in the land of Egypt and seek my son Joseph. Mayhap they would find him there. There you go, fam. That they may find him there. That was his faith, knowing that his son was still alive. You can see it all through the letter. Through the letter, he couldn't hide who he knew Joseph truly was. He couldn't hide it. O mighty and wise king, my king of old, the mighty one of Jacob. It's all in the title, but the power is in the name. We don't even know what that means. We can't even understand what that means. We'll rather debate. Instead of searching out what that means. Mayhap they would find him there. If you want more, just let me know. But right there, I might come back. Because we got to get to the point. And y'all see the boy already been dabbling in it. The last one. We got to get to that point. And there could be no slowness is allowed in the class. This ain't for playing catch up. This is for the ones that's already in the know. That ain't for catch up. Nah. That's no catch up on that. Hebrew names held meaning unlike names today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this will be a continuance. I didn't even finish my list. This will be a continuance. Y'all enjoy y'all Sabbath. I'm about to enjoy mine. I heard for this phone die. I love y'all. Appreciate you, Brother Philip. That work no condiment. Yeah. You know, that's the purest form of love I can show. His face is back. The mysteries of God is being revealed. The truth is here. Whether you receive it or not, that it really don't matter. The truth is the truth. I can go on all day throughout the Bible itself showing you who Joseph is, throughout the Bible itself. But it doesn't matter if you don't have eyes to see it. But this is the truest form of love that I can show you, because he's the preserver of life. He's the only one that shows great mercy. This is what makes him the great king of old. And why the true Messiah came in his name. In his name. I even get to the point where I can show you where they got Jehovah from, where they tell you Jehovah in your Bible, but in here it says Jehoshaphat, not Jehovah. It says Jehoshaphat in this one right here. I showed that thoroughly all last year. I'll show it again, no problem. No problem. So back to reinstalling Windows on this entire computer. Lost count how many times I have done. Hey, man, I just had to cop this new one, Philip. But, man, look. We're going to dig into it more, the house of Joseph. You know, all the naysayers, come on in. Come on in. Because all you're going to get hit up with was precept. I ain't going to do no debate. I'm going to just show you in precept. Ain't no debating. Ain't no debating. The truth is overwhelming. The truth is going to defend itself. Ain't no debating. This is shutdown season, man. All falsehood, all what you thought you knew, you better throw that shit out. You better throw that as quick as possible. You better throw that out. You better throw that out. I'm telling you right now, it ain't going to preserve you. It's not going to preserve you. This is Chief Beya. Chief Nini. Coming at y'all again. Coming at y'all again with a solid. And I hope your spirit is bear witness to truth. That's all I can hope for. Till next time, I love y'all. Shalom. Peace and love to everyone, each and every last one of you household. And catch me. I'm going to be putting out these lives to my best of my abilities. Wow. I'm going to get at you, Philip. Love you, bro. Shalom.